What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about mistakes that you need to avoid as a new player within Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. This game has some pretty strict gear walls and gold walls. That's going to kind of tie into things. Going to cover that, talking about how to manage those resources properly, what things to watch out for when spending those, and also talk about some offers you start seeing at the start of the game and how those can really lead you down the wrong track in terms of what teams you're building up. We're going to cover all that and more in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Let's dive right into it. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually going to be the Hobbits, and I've actually been getting a lot of questions about this. A lot of people on the Discord server for Heroes of Middle-earth have been asking about this. The Hobbit team, aka Road to Rivendell. There's been a lot of questions about if they should buy the offer, which pops up pretty early in the game, and it's actually funny that this offer's been slowly increasing in value as time goes on. A friend of mine saw it originally as 50 shards of each for Pippin, Frodo, and Merry for $5. I then got the offer at $10 for 100 shards of each, and it seems now we're getting an offer for 200 shards of each at $20. And this is I'm just gonna be pretty honest. There's one weak argument I can make for buying this pack, and that's really it. Honestly, don't gear up the Hobbits in general right now, because they're just not good. This game is very strict on the resources, and the Hobbits overall are just not that great of a team. They will get destroyed in arena. They also, you don't really use a lot of them for challenges. Like, you do have some challenges that require like healer, support, damage dealers, tank, that kind of thing. You'll use them there, but if you consider something like this versus, let's go and look at Rohan, where you have damage dealers, you have support, tank, healer, etc., but they're also going to be able to use in the challenges that require humans. There's no Hobbit faction challenge, so you're already hurting yourself there, where if you're gearing up and spending resources on the Hobbits and you're able to use them in some of the challenges, you can instead put those on Rohan, which, number one, is already a better team, and you're going to be able to get more use out of them. The only Road to Rivendell characters that I really like spending, or I've really invested gear into, is going to be both Strider and Pippin. Pippin, the reason I used Pippin was because there was no other real healer. I didn't get Eldred until recently with my crystals in the supply shipment, which we're going to talk about that. But Strider, you know, he's a damage dealer, and he's also human, so I get to use him quite a bit. And Pippin, I used him because I didn't have a solid healer for my light team and for their campaigns. So this is where things kind of, this is where like the only two Road to Rivendell characters I'd really invest in. Frodo, I wouldn't bother with. You can see I did throw a blue piece of gear on Frodo. That was a big no-no. Sam, I haven't even touched since I got him unlocked in the adventure. And Merry's going to be a while before I farming him. And there's also going to be questions about the Samwise event. There's no problem with doing the Sam event. No issue at all. If you want to do the Sam event, go for it. But Tier 2 is going to require Road to Rivendell at 4 stars. The amount of gold it is going to take to promote these characters up to 4 stars is absurd. You're talking 80,000 gold each, I think, for 3 stars, which is, yeah, that's a no. No. I did for Pippin, and I probably shouldn't have. Sam, I get him at 3 stars. Frodo's going to stay at 2 stars. So Strider, I'll promote to 4 stars eventually, because I use Strider in my arena team, and I use him for challenges. And he's part of my light side campaign team. Oh no. There we go. I glitched out there for a second. Okay. So, yeah, Hobbits. If you want to buy the offer, and the only thing I can say in defense of that pack and gearing up the Hobbits is maybe down the road they're going to be used for an event. There's been nothing data mined that we're using them for outside of the SAM event. Could possibly be a legendary down the road to unlock Gandalf. That's a guess, but we don't really know. There's no real reason to be farming stars on your Hobbits unless you're using Pippin, and Strider you're probably going to use anyways. Those two, there's really no reason to be focusing on the Hobbits outside of using a couple of them for campaigns and arena possibly. So Hobbits, that's a big one. I've seen plenty of people talk about. That's why I'm spending like 5 minutes talking about it here. A lot of people would ask about that offer. Don't buy the offer. I do not recommend it. It's really not one that I would buy. So moving on from that, and this is going to be part of the issue with gold and managing your gold resources in terms of, and really this can kind of go into an overarching theme, which is spreading yourself too thin. And this is something that I've seen a lot of people try to do, and that they build up, they start to spread out their roster, and that's a big mistake. You can see I've got like Éomer, Aerithane, Eldred. I've got the workings on of a Rohan team here. I've got to get Aothane up to the next gear tier level. But you wanna keep things thin, especially if you are free to play. Gold is going to be incredibly hard to come by. In fact, gold is very much difficult for anybody, even whales in the game. You're not going to be able to get the proper gold. So this is something that you can see. I throw a piece of gear on Gaz. Gaz is part of my arena team. Gaz is part of my shadow campaign team. So I feel completely comfortable putting a piece of gear on him. I have no issues with that whatsoever. Really, what you want to focus on, especially for free to play, is your light campaign team and your shadow campaign team. I've talked about that in a recent video if you guys want to go watch it. My light campaign team right now is Lady Éowyn, Strider, Pippin, Éomer, and Aothane. And eventually, once I get Eldred up to a solid level, I'm going to stop using Pippin. Pippin's nice, but Eldred, really, really good healer. And honestly, it seems like Rohan's probably the meta for free to play, or at least part of the meta, one of the better free to play teams once you get them going. And Eldred's, you can use him you can buy him using crystals, and if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can use Pippin, and eventually you're gonna unlock what's her face here? Where's Wulfin? Wulfin, you're gonna get her eventually in the shadow campaign. It kind of seems to be one of the better free to play arena teams right now, but that's a bit down the road. But yeah, you want to be careful with how you're spreading your resources out. Like Edric, where is it? Edric, Wubate, the Great Goblin. I shouldn't have done the Great Goblin. I did him for the Human and Goblin challenge, and honestly, I could just use a full Rohan team for that. That would have been fine. So yeah, I shouldn't have geared up Great Goblin, because I'm not going to use him in campaigns either, because I've got Gaz Ironhide here. So that's one I regret. Wubate, Wubit, I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Edric. Yeah, I mean, those are all characters I probably should not have invested gear and resources into, because as you start to level them up, like just take a look here. Going level 34 to 37, it starts to increase. It will go up exponentially, and you eventually, yeah, you're just going to run to this point where you just don't have gold. And that's been my issue. And, you know, I spent 80k promoting Pippin. That was 80k gold I probably shouldn't have used. And that was a big issue on my part. Now I'm running to the point where I just don't have gold. And the main way I get gold is by doing missions, by like auto-simming missions. In fact, I think if I can sim one right now, because I've got to get more crystals for my characters. Yeah, let's see if I can sim some shadow crystals real quick. There we go. I mean, I got one out of that. So yeah, this ties into gear as well. Gear is these crystals. These shadow and light crystals are a pain. You know, I've seen people say they get like a 60, 70% drop rate on them. I wish I could have your luck. I'm getting like maybe one from a set of 5 sims right now. They're very rare for me. And eventually, once I get some characters geared up a little bit more, I can get more from the challenges. Like, for example, the Dark Relics. These will get you the Shadow Crystals. And then, let's see, is it... Yeah, Forged in the Deep, which will use Humans and Goblins for, which will be my Rohan team. I'll use that to get Luminous Crystals, which I use for a lot of these characters. So, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit in the gear department and the gold department. And this is going to be a theme for pretty much everybody. When they get to around level 30, they start to progress more. Your gold reserves are going to start shrinking a whole lot. Your gear reserves are not going to last very long. You can get a solid amount of crystals from your quests, but a lot of them are just, you know, they're challenging. Like Like here, you get 10 of each here, but you got to complete mission 4-9 in the light campaign, which is going to be a while. Complete mission 4-3 in the shadow campaign for another 10. Complete tier 2 of the Samwise. This, I think, needs to be back. This needs to be switched because you're going to unlock Sam way before you get to this, because this requires four Road to Rivendell characters at 4 stars, which is, that's a lot of gold. And I wouldn't even bother with that at this point because gold's just not that plentiful. So this is one if this could be switched, this would be so much help. This would be so much more helpful. But yeah, I mean, you're talking what, 200, 300k gold to get 10 luminous crystals? At that point, it's not worth it. What I do with my gold, the only time I do spend gold in my supplies is when I see the crystals here. It's 2,300 per crystal, and this is how I'm spending gold in the supplies. I don't really buy anything else here because I can farm it up pretty easily if I need to. In terms of the challenge store, when Halbarad shards are in here, I'll buy that. Halbarad is a top tier light character. Arena, I'm currently spending it on Shagrat to get him unlocked. And for guild, I think I'm kind of I may be stockpiling right now because I'm using all my guild campaign energy right now. Since I've unlocked both Pippin and Gaz Ironhide, I'm just spending all my guild campaign energy on 3-1 here because it's a best way to farm up your building materials, which you're gonna need. So, you know, this is part of spending your campaign energy wisely. Spending don't go farming up a lot of characters just for the sake of unlocking them. Spend more time trying to spend your energy on farming gear. You know, like, I shouldn't have done this. Like, yeah, I was like, cool, I can unlock some more characters, but that was a whole lot of energy I could have spent farming luminous crystals or shadow crystals instead. And that would have helped out my roster quite a bit more. So, you know, this is all tying into an overarching theme of just, you don't want to spread yourselves too thinly. You want to make sure that you're focused on 5 characters each for shadow and light. Use your arena team as a combination of them and kind of go from there. I'm trying to think. Shadow team. I mean, my shadow team, Malhur, Nuraz, Dunhart, Ugluk, and Gaz Ironhide's my shadow team. Light side team is Eowyn, Strider, Eothane, Eomer, Pippin, which I'll eventually replace with Ealdred at some point. But, you know, I'm not gonna, I'll at least throw those on so I can get a little bit more on him. But also, you gotta be careful with your ability upgrades too, because that's 13k gold there, which is a decent, not bad for that one. But I mean, these will get expensive pretty quickly. So, you know, it's all about managing your resources, and that's the theme for any hero collector, but especially in this game, things are strict, and even whales don't have a lot of, they can't buy gold, they can't buy character experience, they can buy crystals, but that's not going to get you very far. You can get some more energy refreshes, but the energy refresh to gold rate's not exactly the most stellar thing either. So you have to be careful. Plan ahead, know what you want to focus on for farming, figure out what you want to do, and then go from there. And that's really gonna be where we wrap things up today, talking about these mistakes, how to avoid them, what to focus on. If you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, concerns, anything like that, make sure to drop them down below in the comment section. If you guys have questions about which characters you want to go for, yeah, ask them down below. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a video talking about which offers are worth it in this game. There's a lot of offers dropping right now, and quite a few of them just are not worth it. So I'm probably going to do a follow-up video on which offers you should buy. If you, not should buy, which offers are the best if you're looking for the top return on investment, which offers are worth it then. But I'm not going to say you have to buy these offers. Just kind of talking about which offers I think are worth buying if you're looking to spend money on this game. So, yeah, we'll look forward to that. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, again, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.